Hello, good evening. Welcome to another edition of ACCSS Bronze Split Round 4. Sorry that we missed round 3. Illness takes over and whatnot, and other stuff. And as always, Lars is controlling the broadcast this evening. We are at Misano, and joining me in the commentary booth is Julian. Hello, Julian. How are you?
Hello, Paul. I'm delighted to be here. It's a really nice day, Friday evening. Looking forward to seeing Misano, one of my favorite tracks, going into round 4 today.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've not done a huge amount of laps around it, but I do quite like Misano uh myself. A challenging track, but again with lots of runoff, and I'm sure we'll see that being used a plenty. We're just coming we're not coming to the end of free practice, but we've got about 10 minutes remaining. So the guys are running around, and Fisher is currently setting the pace this evening. Good evening to the chat. Hope everybody is well. I see that Gareth Ronda isn't taking part this evening. He's taking a break, so I hope that Gareth is all well. So good evening to chat. Yeah. So I didn't see what happened in round 3. Julian, did you?
I did not pay attention, but there's something that we've prepared for that. So let's take a look at
Yeah.
how the standings are.
Take it away. Take it away, Julian.
All right. So Lucas Fisher is clearly leading with currently 3 wins and 106 points, not only in Tier 5 but also the overall championship for this um, bronze bronze league. If we look at the rest of Tier 5, Antimanika, Jonas Nergard, Goose versus Eric Strom. There's a few people fighting for the rest of those 3 top spots, uh, which will pretty much guarantee being upgraded into the next tier, into Tier 4.
Yep.
Might even get them a bit higher than that. And Paul, you will be delighted to hear Paddy Redmond's also still in the race for that.
Nice. Go on, Paddy. Yeah. Yes. So that's good to hear. That delights me. Yes, muchly. So who's leading? Who's leading the AM split then at the moment?
The M split currently is being led by Lucas Fischer, of course,
Yeah,
our German Ferrari hero.
yeah.
Um,
Tier
but
tier 6 is obviously AM, isn't it?
That's what you mean. Yeah, Tier 6 is being led. I'm sorry, is being led by Dieter Santen,
Yeah.
one of our few Belgian drivers. I believe he might even be the only one in this split. Yes, he is. But he's being closely followed by Robert Dunn, Thomas Manning, and Fito Fernandez, who are all still very much in contention for that P1 spots for the championship.
Nice, nice. And so who's leading the way in Pro, also known as Tier 5?
Well, that is Lucas Fischer now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, he has been setting the pace. I mean, at the last race we broadcast, I mean, there was a coming together between him and who was
Goose, it was Goose versus.
Goods versus. So, how's his championship looking?
Um, Goose is currently in P4. He has 2 wins, but only 66 points. That means he is a pretty inconsistent finisher, which, well, might even have him uh, leads to him staying down here in Tier 5 because consistency, as we know it, is key.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely for sure. Yeah. So yeah. So as we say, the drivers are currently completing the towards the end of the free practice. The track temperature is currently 34 degrees. We're not expecting any rain. For those of you who are new to ACCSS, we have the bronze split on the Friday, the silvers on the Saturday, and our gold split on the Sunday. And the idea is you want to get up that ladder. You want to win in, if you're in the AM split, which is tier 6 for silvers, you want to be in the top 3 positions to then move in to tier 5 into the pro split and then so forth. And as well as promotion, there's also relegations that take place as well. And it's a system that works very, very well. So how does it work, I hear you ask? Well, qualifying, we do it in 2 splits. It's a 30-minute qualifying session after free practice has taken place. The AMs will go out first for the first 15 minutes, and the pros will go out for the second 50 minutes. And Julian, that system does work really well for us, doesn't it? It means that drivers get enough track to put in some decent lap times, or put in their fastest lap times at least.
Yeah, it's very good to have also the two splits separated in order to get enough space, because obviously we are, if everyone shows up, 50 drivers, so especially on a rather short track like Misano is the case, it can get very crowded, and it's good that the people get the space, get the time that they need. It's a good system, I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, and also having the 2 splits on in the silvers, the bronze, and the golds means that you've got something to fight for. Even if you're down in 15th, you might be amongst the AM drivers in your class, but you still might be 11th, but you potentially could still get a podium in your class, which is what I like about how we go about it here at ACCSS. So we've just 4.5 minutes of the free practice to go as director Lars takes us over to the start finish straight, and a lovely camera position. We can see a few drivers are in the pits still. Yeah, so I do love the fact that the free camera where the crowd all love to stare at you. It's a little bit freaky. Um, so
Except for the race engineers, who
yeah, the race
weirdly are the
engineers
only
couldn't give
3D.
two flying hoots about you. So let's see if we can get some inside information on one of our drivers. I can't really. There we go. Yeah, can't really read the screen. Yeah, I think they need to. I think on the exit of turn 4, they could be doing a little bit better though, Julian. I don't know what you think.
I think that is an awfully um that is awfully much full speed for Misano, which is a bit of a curvy track. So we might be looking at um a rallycross driver here.
So before we oh, I see that Gus Versus has just gone, just set the fastest in free practice. We're 1:35.3. It's ever so tight up there. I mean, the top 2, the top 3, the top 4, sorry, can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 5 are in the 135s. And then all the way down from 6 all and to what 17th are in the 136s. So it's forever close here. And I do find that on these shorter circuits, that because there's less opportunity to gain, the grids tend to be a little bit tighter packed on the times, Julian.
Yeah, of course there is is less opportunity to make a mistake, or less
Yeah,
opportunity to catch up to other drivers.
yeah, yeah. So Brands Hatch, so forth. Other tracks are very similar lengths. You tend to find this. I mean, the tricky thing, what's the toughest corner for you at Misano? I think it's the first couple of corners for me. I think is really important here. So like making sure that you don't take too much speed into that first one, because I think it's about the second corner there. It's not about the first one. You sacrifice the first one for the second one.
Yeah, the first it's called Variante del Parco, by the way.
You're just
The
showing off.
first few
Yeah, I
corners.
don't like show off. Yeah.
It's a very important spot, one of the most technical spots on the whole track, in order to get a good time in order to stay up with the time. And it can be pretty demoralizing as well. There's also a mental aspect behind it. If you don't get it right, you immediately start the lap off not getting it
Yeah.
perfect. Then the rest of the lap will continue to be a bit shoddy, to say the least.
Yeah, and
But
then you got the right hander after that, and then you got the short straight followed by the heavy braking zone into the two right handers.
yes, and this is the spot that I just wanted to mention. Turn 4, the Rio into turn 5 and turn 6, which are unnamed as far as I can tell. This is for me the most important spot because as out of this left-hander turn 6 here that cameraman Lars is
Yeah,
beautifully showing us,
yeah,
if you get a good exit here, you can go for an easy overtake into the next corner on this pretty much the longest straight that we have,
yeah.
because the other back straight
I was going
is
to mention
separated by a
the
few
sausage
corners.
curbs at the start of this straight, because if you run wide there, if you carry too much speed, those sausage curbs can really hurt you.
Indeed. So it's important to get the line right through turn 6 onto that straight and to just keep it between the white lines, or
This
at
is this
least
is
a
one of
bit.
my favourite corners on the circuit. I feel like you can kind of like boomerang it. You kind of like, as if you're in the gravitational pull of a planet, and you're in a space shuttle using it as a slingshot. You could really gain some time if you get this corner right, because it sets you up nicely for the next section.
Yeah, the corner called Quercia T8 is it seems deceptively like a corner that you can take multiple lines through, but it is, well, basically you have only the two options, which is going for a double apex or a single apex, both of which seem to work quite nicely from my experience,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
especially since the short afterwards is too short for a double apex to really to really manifest your speed out of the corner.
yeah. I
So yeah,
Yeah. Do you know? We got a prediction up on screen. Will Fisher get pole position? He wasn't fastest in practice, but he has been fastest at the previous rounds. So make of that as you will. As the AM drivers now make their way out of the pits, and we're looking at a man that's not moving. So if we can, we need to look at a couple of drivers. I can see that car 2 and cars 188 are always so very bottomly in the Mercedes AMG, closely followed by 188, who is, if I look down the list here, it's not. I hate that it doesn't scroll properly. I
Craig
think
Gibson.
Craig Gibson. Okay.
Those are the first two out there closely following each other already.
Yeah,
Hopefully, Craig Gibson will not run up on Roy Bottomley
I, ho-
in the actual lap.
I hope so. I hope so. So far in the prediction, 88% of you are saying yes, and 12% of you are saying no. You've got 3.5 minutes to submit your prediction and what you think. So will Fisher get pole? Yeah, you'd hope that Mr. Gibson will back off a bit. We talked about this in the last stream that we did. Um, it is a frustration of mine. I do get very frustrated when I'm clearly trying to leave a gap and the other driver behind is not on the same wavelength. Like, Julian, I like to do this to you. We're on board with Mr. Bottomley. Take it
And
away.
yes, thank you. We're coming onto the start-finish straight here. It's important to get a good run out of that last corner, even though it is a quite short straight. Brake on 50 into the Variante del Parco, T1, 2, and 3, running a bit far on the left there. But through turn 3, accelerating, letting a bit off early there. Starting to brake with the grass on the left side into Rio. turn 4, then turn 5 and 6. It's important to get to the right here. Not that far to the right. Not the best run you can get out of turn 6. And here the small kink here, turn 7 on the back straight. And go very wide into turn 8, Quercia, something like that. Onto a very short straight that leads into a sharp braking zone, turn 9 and turn 10 Tramonto. And now we get onto the longest, the high speed part of the track, because now it's basically 3 straights after each other connected by 2 corners. The first one here, Corvone, turn 11, followed by turn 12, which doesn't have a name. Shortly after that, you're going to begin to break into turn 13. Don't run wide like that. Try not to run wide. Get into T14 Carro. And only the last few corners now, T15. Try to get on the accelerator a bit before the end of the lap into T16, fittingly named Misano, to finish the lap and get back onto the start finish straight. Let's see what he comes up with. It is a 139.1, but it is invalidated.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Watching the onboard there as you were going around that, I just felt that Roy could use a bit more of the track. He could be using more of the track. So done with a 135.8 is currently fastest for the AM class, followed by Menick, followed by McCloskey. Oh, McCloskey has just been pushed back. So Menick's in third, McCloskey's in fourth, and Cadore in sixth, Miss Fernandez in fifth, and Gibson rounding them out so far with the guys that set laps in eighth. So okay,
Yeah, Robert Dunn, of course, in a good spot here, looking to get his first class win today. He's only 1 point behind Dieter Santon, who has already racked up 2 wins. So he will be contesting for the championship, but also for the win today. Is just
I think
a
he's behind.
suggestion of mine.
He's behind Gibson though, so Gibson is all on his own lap, and he's 1 second up on his own lap, so he won't want to concede, and I think Robert's going to have to back off here because potentially he's going to ruin his someone else's lap. So good on you, Robert. That's exactly what we want to see. Just create a bit of a gap. But the problem is he's got another car behind him. Um, it's amazing. I mean, you got a whole track here, and struggle to. So he's got car 95 right behind. So Menick as well. So
To be fair, it is the second shortest track in the roster.
it is. But looking at the map, there's quite a. That's how I find my gaps. I use the map. So, right, if the way that I see it, Julian, if I can do it, other people can do it. So, and I'm not exactly a rocket scientist. Okay, so Robert Dunn, he's 0.3 up on his fastest lap so far. The fastest of a 135.8. So that's good. So that keeps him out of reach of Menick, who's behind him, who has moved up into second position for the class, for the AM class. So we've got just under 24 minutes of qualifying remaining as we go on the rear wing with Robert Dunn. Looking back at Menick. Oh, and he's run wide at that opportunity. So he's lost the time, and I'd imagine he'll come straight back out again. So, well, we're watching Menick now, but he's not setting a faster lap at the moment. Kervisto is, though. He's half a second, a little bit faster than that. So he's going to do a low 140. He's looking to try and get to the 139s, which at the moment won't gain him any positions because his fastest is a 146. The next car, which is Alice Mcgregor, with a 139.7. And Richard Christie, currently in third position with 136.2. He's right behind another car, though. So that's going to potentially impede him.
He's right behind Alexis Cadore, who is 0.8 seconds up on his time.
Yeah. So Alexis Callaway will move up to 6th, and Richard Christie stays in 3rd position. Koivisto is 0.8 up, so he's going to go into the 139s. I reckon 8th potentially here.
I think it was an invalid lap.
Ah, no, that's unfortunate. Right, Alice McGuigan is currently up on her lap at the moment. She's currently finds herself in 9th in the Rubber Dinghy Rapids Ferrari. Loving the team name that. Yeah, I love it when people got a bit of sense of humour. 0.8 seconds. Nearly a second up now, so we're heading towards the 138. So I reckon this could be 6th or 7th. It's going to be close. The track is obviously going to continue to rub in, so I'm expecting the times to get faster and faster. They've just got over 5 minutes of there to go. So there we go. So where did she end up? I've lost her.
P8.
P8. There we go. Thank you. I need to go and get my. So McCluskey up into P4. That's good. Fernandez is currently setting the world alight. He's nearly a second up on his fastest lap. He's currently in 7th position. He's into the final sector. Oh, no, he's got a little bit deep in there. But he's still got some time to gain. He's going to hit into the 137s if he can just keep the rest of the lap tidy, which he has. So I think he could move up into 6th. Yeah, 6 really is only what he's going to be able to do. Okay, so Alexander Dell currently finds himself in 21st position, setting out lap. He's flashing the car ahead, say get out of my way. But if they're on a faster lap, which they possibly are, that's car 25. You can't expect them just to dive out of the way. So, and that's Mick Howe. He isn't on a faster lap. He's actually a second down. So you could argue that they should potentially, but we don't know. We don't know what this is doing to Alexander's lap because he hasn't set a fastest lap yet. But he's surely going to be impeded here.
Oh.
Okay, so that's Richard McCluskey. So I'm just keeping an eye on Alexander Dole, just see where they move up. And they have gone to 5th. There we go. Right. So Richard McCluskey currently in 4th, setting a slightly faster time. Maybe pushing to 3rd. Maybe. It's going to be tight. Nope. But it's very... Okay, I didn't... Where are we going now? We're still... Okay, so Christie, he's slightly up on his fast number 136.2. Alice McGuigan is worth keeping an eye on. She was half a second up. Fernandez is nearly half a second up as well. Richard Christie coming across the line. Is he going to improve? I don't think so. No, stays in 3rd position. Fernandez is going to improve ever so slightly with a slightly faster 137.2, but there is a gap there between 6th and 7th, Julian, isn't there?
There is a gap. It's almost a second, and some people are not going to look to slide into that in front of Vito Fernandez, Alexi Cadre, for example. But he needs to improve quite a bit in order to get up there.
Okay, so Alexander Dale is currently in 5th. He's half a second up, so he's going to hit into the 135. So he can take a top 3 spot here with this lap. That's judging by my maths is on point. Also, car 994, which is Alexander Dale, is nearly a second up. McCloskey's also half a second up. So, he's gone pole. There we go. Alexander Dale. I did not see that coming. But I did say top 3 just to give you a bit of wiggle room there. But can Robert Dunn do something about that? It doesn't look like it. He's minutely up on his fastest time. Alice McGuigan again is half a second up. Can she keep it this time? Thing is, she's only really looking like she could do a low 138, which will still keep her in 9th position because Alexis is in 8th. Has done a 137.9. Robert Dunn is slightly going to improve. Maybe there we go 135.6. He's 200. He's nearly 200 second down on Alexander Dale, who's going faster still at the moment, but ever so slightly. Alice McGuigan, she is nearly a second up on her best. So she is car 26 and currently in 9th position. She was a second up, lost a little bit of time, but she's got more time in this, and she's gone back with the McLaren skin as well. She must have heard my comments uh, in the last stream we did. I'm not saying that she's done it because of me. It was just a joke, but anyway, she's lost a little bit of time, unfortunately. But she's got. Okay, so Dow is about to come across the line and set a slightly even faster lap. He's going to do a 1:35.2, I think, here. Yeah, 1:35.238. Dunn is going faster. He's about to potentially. I know that Alice is about to come across the line. She is going to gain, but she's not going to gain a position, unfortunately. But she's going to get closer to 8th. Robert Dunn is half a second up, so he's going to do a really low 1:35 with this. And I can see that Alexander Dow is in the pit, so he won't be able to improve his time. It's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be close. Let's see. And there he goes. He takes it with a 1:35.1. Alexander Dell with a 1:35.2 in P2. I can see that Fernandez is half a second up. He's about to come across the line. As the clock's just, we've got a minute left for these guys. He's going to go round again. He is. Coivisto currently in 12th. He's nearly a second up on his best. So he's looking at a 1:38.8 at the moment. That would move him up into 10th. There we go. Look at that. I'm getting good at this. Aren't I?
With experience.
There is such a divide in the AM class, isn't there? It's quite surprising, isn't it, Julian?
Yes, there is quite a divide. However, I would like to mention something else real quick,
Yeah, sure.
which is there are a few grid penalties we haven't been talking about so far. One of them is Dieter Santon, who is currently in lead for the championship of Tier 6. So Robert Dunn will be looking to consolidate his first win maybe today and consolidate the lead of the standings.
I do like the livery on that Porsche. It's probably, I think I've said this before, it's one of my favourite liveries in the bronze. It reminds me of Mello. Yeah. Anyway, that's just a side note. I can see that McCloskey is up 0.7. I'm hoping that's valid, that lap. But if not, the stewards will take a look at it. But car 16, he is in 5th at the moment, and half a second up as the pros now head out of the pits. So as you can see on the map, the pros have left and the AMs are now tucked away. If this lap was started before the clock hit 50 minutes, McCloskey is allowed to complete this lap. That's how it works. So 0.4 up. He's going to hit the 1:35. I think he's got 4th here, or maybe 3rd. It's going to be close. As he moves over to the line. 3rd. There we go. Look at that. We were 1:35.8. So it is tight up the top between 1st and 5th, all in the 1:35s. Sorry, except for Dunn, who's now in the 1:34s 9. So he's just ruined that for me. Right. Good evening, chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Was a great lap. That. There we go. Let's see what the pros have got. Hey, Julian.
Yes, let's see what David Wirtz has got. We're currently on board with him in his lovely green Porsche. Let's see what he can do. Gets into T1 nicely, maybe a bit early on the brakes. Could go quicker through here. But accelerates quite nicely out of turn 3. Braking a bit late. They're running quite wide, almost getting invalidated there. Staying nice on the right side and avoiding the sausage very closely. That is It's pinpoint accuracy right there. Breaking late into T8. Running a bit wide. They're not taking the most optimal line through Quercia. And let's see. Braking just before T9. That is looking like a very aggressive stance already, even though he's probably still out with quite the cold tires. So as he's now on the fastest parts of the track through Corvone, he's looking quite fast here, even though he's in the Porsche, which famously doesn't have the top speed. Coming now through turn 14, running a bit wide there maybe as well. Avoiding the sausage on the inside again. And let's see, coming around Misano corner. Where will this first lap put him? As he comes across the line into P10, which
Nice.
is it's a
Right.
fair lap
That's
for
not
a
bad,
banker.
considering, yeah, for the banker, but immediately pushed back. Someone, Jonas Neargard, has just slotted in with 136.5 to put himself into 7th position. Here's the man of the moment, Lucas Fischer. Did you vote for him or didn't you vote for him to get pole?
Me
So,
or the chat.
excuse me. Yeah, so let's see if anybody's going to win some coins as we're looking at Eric Strom in the Ferrari. No team name, I note there. And in a very blue-green liveried Ferrari. Is that purple? Is that blue? Oh, well, it could be purple. I've been told in my ear it's purple. So,
It's
yeah,
the old ACC battle.
yeah.
Purple versus blue. Let us
So,
know in the chat. Do the brakes go purple or do they only go blue?
yes, yes, yes. Do let us know. Let us know. It's I know it's a big debate around our parts. Paddy Redmond, the oldest man in ACCSS that I'm aware of, anyway, in his trusty Aston Martin, hoping to continue his reign of form and having some steady races. Bit like myself, not a great qualifier, does okay, but I think his racecraft, his race paces tend to be good. Gus versus, so a man who likes to battle with Fischer. I can see that Fischer's gone into P2, so he's already close to Dunn's fastest lap. And Gus versus, let's see what he's able to do. He's currently in 4th position with a 135, but he's not setting anything faster at the moment, so he's going round again. Fischer then slightly up already. Sorry, he's towards the latter part of the lap. It shows you that I think what Robert Dunn's achieved with his lap time, I think, is it's a decent lap. I think the pros are going to struggle with that this evening. Even Fischer, by the looks of it. So 134.9 is ever so close. Oh, he's getting closer. As we look at Rick Maitland-Price in car 20 in the Porker. Is he new, Julian?
Rich Maitland Price. I believe he might be new, yes.
Ah, okay. Currently in 9th position with 136. We really should keep on top of this stuff, shouldn't we? So, Neargard, he's done a 136.2, but he's currently a second off his best at the moment, so not really setting the world alight. Eric Strom is around half a second up, and he's currently in 13th, so he's going to do a low 136, so I think 10th, perhaps. There we go.
Paul, you're really getting good at this.
Yeah, I am really getting good at this. Richard Maitland-Price was half a second up, but then now he finds himself in the pits. I can see that Michael Wilden, who's down in 20th at the moment, is half a second up, but also Fischer. Oh, there we go. Right, so he's looking. Oh, he's lost it. He lost it there. He was on course for a 134.4, 5, something like that, and he's thrown it away in the last sector there, and he's pushing very, very hard. The car got a wobble into the braking zone. Visually saw it. So okay, Paddy Redmond. 16th position currently. He's nearly a second up on his best, so he's going to slot into the 135s. He could get into the top 10 with this. Come on, Paddy. What you got? Come on, me old bean. What you got? You can do it. Come on. 13th. Not good enough, Paddy. Go around again. Right. Near guards, okay, coming in 11th position, 0.3 up. We've also got Michael Wilderness down in 19th, who's coming 0.4 up. He's going to do a low 136 by looks of it, which might put Michael Wilden into 12th to 13th to 14th, something like that. Near guard then, he's 0.2 up, so he's going to move up maybe into 10th. He might push Eric Strom back a little bit, but he's not going to gain a lot of time. And he's got a car ahead of himself as well. There we go, into 10th position. Whoa, Fisher is half a second up currently. So he's really pushing. Let's see if he can keep it together, because in this sector last time is where he lost it. Constance's got car 24 ahead of him, and that's axed. So can he this time keep Gus Vertus has moved up into second position. Fisher's half a second up. He's done that sector much better than last time. Can he keep it together? Hopefully Axe doesn't slow him down. Axe gets out of the way. That's handy. Fisher through the final corner. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's going to do it. He's going to grab pole. He's going to do it with a 134.6. Look at that gap. So now the pressure's on Gus, but Gus is coming in the pits with just under 6 minutes to go. Julian, take it away for a bit.
Let's go for a fan favorite now. Jordi Zambrano. You know from the chat that there's quite some hype surrounding this guy. Currently in 12th position, looking like the upper middle class of the pro split here. And as he's coming onto the back straight, where all of the pull of the Merc is going to show its strength, because it is a straight line wonder, that car. Pretty much, it's still not the best. It's still beaten by the Honda in that regard. However, that was a bit of a mishap by Zambrano. So let's get over to the other rubber dinghy rapid driver, Michael Wheeldon, currently in P20, coming across the line to putting him into P13, up there, right above Paddy Redmond.
Yeah,
and between Jordan and Brown.
How dare you? That's not allowed. That's not allowed. Come on, Paddy, find some pace, my man. Okay, we're looking at Jonas Neergaard then, coming in 10th position. Car 602. His quickest is a low 136. Not going faster at the moment. The only person who's setting a faster lap at the moment is Mark Chardonnans, all the way down in P22. He's half a second up, which will put him to a mid 136. So he might move up into 19th position with this lap. Yeah. P6 for Manika currently. Chardonnans is going to come. He's nearly. Oh, he's lost a little bit. He's gained a little. Oh, he's losing a little bit. Gained a little bit. Maninka currently in 6th position, not setting the fastest lap at the moment, but there's Neergaard is, and so is Chardonnans still. So Neergaard in 10th position, towards the back part of the circuit. There we go. Final stretch. A little bit of time to be gained. Could move up into 9th here. He may be 8th, maybe 7th actually. What's he got? There we go, 6th. That's nice. Nice little move that. So you got the top 3 of the 134s, then from 4th all the way to 10th it's 135s. And then you've got a big batch of 136s from 11th to 22. So yeah, nice. Eric Strom. Eric Strom,
he's been doing pretty well this season. Surprisingly well, some might say, because he's been around for quite some time, so we have been able to see quite the action from the Swede already. But this season is looking like a pretty good one for him. He is currently in P5 in the championship and still up for the fight for the top 3 positions. So it's looking lovely right there.
So, for those of you who are eagle-eyed, you might have spotted that the couple of AMs are broadcasters nightmare that, giving him the go switch on the camera. Just over 2 minutes to go. He's not going to have a chance to do another lap, unfortunately. Monica currently, so I'm just going to point out that on the leaderboard, we've got Dunn and Dow mixing it with the pros around here tonight. So that's good to see from those two AM drivers. And then the next AM driver is down in 8th, which is McCloskey. So, yeah, the shorter track again paying dividends this evening for some. Monika's slightly up, with 0.1 up, so we're going to look for a 135.6 currently. He's the only driver, really. Oh! And then the rear end comes around to say hello. So there we go.
That is the Audi for you.
Well,
There,
Kallenberg was up in the Nissan. Very nice. But unfortunately, threw the time a little bit away. There's Jordi Zambrano's also on the edge of switching, making a faster lap. Richard Maitland-Price is also on the fringes of going fast as well, and so is Oscar Eisberg, who we haven't seen so far this evening. Actually, we don't get round to all of the drivers, which is I know people would like to see more names, but we have to go where the action is. Vargas down in 27. That looks like a new driver's name I've never seen before. Car 93. So yeah, in another Sky Ferrari who's setting he's was a second up, and then he was down half a second up, but both Eisberg and him are setting faster laps, and so Chardonnay's as well. So we've got a couple of drivers hoping with 26 on the clock, this will be their last lap. Doesn't look like anybody's gonna. Mark Chardonnay's will get one more. Lucky. There we go. Moves into 16th position. Very nice. Isberg. So here we go. Car 9, currently in 21st position. He's not currently up. Oh, he is now. Oh, he's gaining a bit of time in the braking zone there. Nicely done. Coming around, there's a car yellow flag that's off the track, but now it's back in the pits. That's car 93. Car 175 is also causing a yellow flag. Now that's back in the pits too. The car 20 was also causing a yellow flag there as well. Isberg then crosses the line. 15th position, nice improvement there. Fortunately for him, didn't push Paddy Redmond back, so I won't be sending him messages. Jordi
next up,
Zambrano.
Jordi Zambrano, half a second up on his time. This
Oh,
is
so
looking very good. Getting
135.
into the 35s. Yeah.
Top 6. Top 9. Okay.
P9, still
P9.
very good.
Okay, so Neergaard is the final driver to cross the line. Isn't currently up, but still has half a lap in order to do that. So can still find some time. Team name of Elvis, so maybe an Elvis Presley fan. And so maybe he's all shook up. You never know.
Was that a reference?
Yeah. Do you not
I'm
know
too
Elvis
young for
Presley's
this.
songs?
I'm too young for this.
He ain't nothing but a hound dog, right? Joe House Rock? No, you don't know any of them. You don't know any classics. I mean, it's
No, I don't
before
know
my time
anything.
as well, but like, help me out here, chat. Jeez, right. Okay. There we go. Right. So if those of you who voted for Fisher to get pole, you've won some coins. Those of you who didn't, lost some. That's how it works. Right. So next prediction is going to be again between the two drivers, Fisher and Dunn. Who's going to finish higher when it comes to race number 1? So the drivers now will be getting prepared mentally We have a pit window this evening, don't we, Julian, where they have to take on a set of tyres during this 30-minute race, race one.
Yes, there is. The race is 30 minutes, and the pit window is open for 20 minutes, right in the middle. So you'll have to take tires. Refueling is optional, but you can do it as well.
Okay, and Julian, I'll let you do the grid walk.
Okay, we have Lucas Fisher in P1, Robert Dunn, then Goose versus Alexander Dell, Jonas Neger, Rich Maitland, Price. Great showing by the rookie. Antti Manika, Richard McCloskey, Jordi Zambrano, Thomas Menink, Eric Strom, Richard Christie, Michael Wielden, Paddy Redmond, Oscar Isberg, Roy Bottomley, Mark Chardonnans, Ed Turrell, Thomas Kalleberg, Fito Fernandez, Thomas Axt, Nick Vargas, Mark Turner, Jakob Sirsen, David Wirch, Bruce Hopkins, Alexis Cadore, Alice McGregor, Jonas Koivisto, Mick Howe, Peter Ward, Greg Gibson, Ian Otley, Darren Christie, Matt F., Steen van den Dungen, Jamie Thomas, Dieter Santon, Eckert von Glan, and Rupert Quarles. The last few drivers we have not seen at all in the qualifying session. That is because they all have a grid penalty to serve today.
Naughty, 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 naughty. I know that the standards have been set very high, and the manager for Bronze Split has made his feelings pretty clear to the drivers that he wants to see better from them each event, and that's exactly what we expect. As you know, especially those who are new, we expect you to improve, and those of you who are seasoned pros of us, you should know better. um, and it's interesting to see how the stewards deliberate any protests that are undertaken by drivers who feel they've been harshly penalised during any of the races. So the drivers can, of course, protest. Doesn't mean the protest will be, it will be reviewed, but it doesn't mean it'll be accepted. It can be denied. They get 2 protest attempts per season as we come to start the formation lap, and Fisher takes the lead. So time to warm up those tyres and those brakes, Julian.
Yeah, Lucas Fisher leading the pack in that watermelon colored car again. You love to see it. Quite fruity up there.
Fruity indeed. My game crashed a moment ago, which is really annoying because it
um,
took,
I,
took out my broadcasting information, so all the lap times and that. So I'm just reloading all that back up now.
all right.
It's very unusual for the game to crash on me. Actually, that doesn't really happen. That very rarely happens uh, to me.
So
So
it's going to be a battle today of the splits even because Lucas Fisher, of course, tier five, yes, starting in P1, followed directly by Robert Dunn, who is starting in P6. Who's starting from tier 6? There we go.
yeah, yeah, you got
And
it right. You got it right.
that is going to be uh, a it will have to be a great showing by Robert Dunn today, even better than he's done in qualifying, because he still needs to get the,
Yeah, as we
the
know,
consistency.
one lap pace doesn't necessarily compute to race pace, right?
Exactly. And so far, Robert Dunn has shown consistency, consistently not winning races, but consistently being up there in the points. So this might be the first outbreak there for Robert Dunn in order to gain quite some points, gain his first season win, and maybe even shake up the competition for an overall win. So this is going to be very interesting, especially seeing as he's driving a Mercedes and we have quite the long back section with 3 straights right after another. Mercedes very strong there. It's going to be interesting to see
I'd
that.
like to apologise for the bad jokes that Lars has decided to make in chat this evening. Um, if Fisher and Maitland Price got married, would they be Fisher Price like the toys? Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's that. we're setting the standard there, right there, aren't we?
Well,
Right.
someone spit tea on their keyboard, so I guess Lars did something right.
Okay, so the cars are starting to line up side by side, ready to cross the start-finish line. They need to make sure they're in the right spot, otherwise the game will penalise them and they will be given a drive through. We've got Imola to look forward to after this, but let's crack on with Misano and race number 1. Go, go, go. And away they are. How will turn 1 turn out?
A great start by Robert Dunn.
Great start from Robert Dunn, yes. And it looks like most going quite cleanly. As Robert Dunn looks like he's got the inside Fisher there, but no, he's Fisher's got away. That was really clean, guys. I mean, I can't not seeing anything at the back, but we've got the next lap. Then will be the interesting bit, because as you come into the first corner next time, you've got more speed. But Dunn is under pressure from Gus versus already, as like Fisher looks trying to pull away. So it's Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari, Julian, and then Richard Maitland-Price, who's currently in 6th. There's a couple of cars side by side there, Porsche and a Ferrari up ahead. I think it was, don't know who it was. Number 8 right at the back, Jay Jacinto might have started. Did he start from the pits, or did he
Started from the back.
started from the back? So and as you get a flag there, I'm not sure who it is, but there is a car off the track. Oh, there's a couple of cars coming together there. It's a Porsche bundle, by the looks of it. Data Santon's has managed to make some gains on that. But Nick Wargers has had some kind of instant car 93. As Fisher leads the way at the start of lap 2.
We said lap 1 was quite clean. It still has been 16 incidents, so we just there was quite some rubbing going on in between the ranks. Hopefully nothing too major. We only saw two incidents that crashed someone out.
Sometimes the game gives contact when there isn't contact as well sometimes. So so for those of you who don't know, we have an app that reports any contacts between cars, and the stewards will then go and investigate those reports and decide whether there's a warning or a drive-through or a penalty to be applied. Not drive-throughs, actually. Normally we normally give time penalties. So yeah. So I'm just being told that Matt F is in the pits. So looks like he might have given up after race 1. That's car 99. But he's been in the pits, I think, for about 6 minutes. So I don't really know what's happened there. Ah, okay. Maybe. Okay, the timer is wrong. Okay, so here we go. We're looking at Robert Dunn, who's following Fisher, who's currently leading the way. This quartet's pretty close together at the moment. Fisher's gapping ever so slightly. So we've got Fisher, Dunn, Gus versus and Dal, keeping each other nice, cosy and warm. And Nearguard, you could just see them up ahead. And then Maitland-Price as well, ditto. So he'll be wanting to get onto the back of Nearguard as he goes slow there, doesn't he? Into the first corner. I think he can take a bit more speed there. It looks like so far most of the steward stuff is going to be warnings, doesn't it, Julian?
Yeah, warnings, non-further actions. So far, it has all been pretty minor stuff.
Gus versus and Fisher have both gone wide in that corner. I was talking about the with the sausage curbs there before the straight. They're both obviously pushing, and the Mercedes have done looks, in comparison, very, very stable, and doesn't look like he's on the ragged edges. Where the Ferraris look a little bit loose, shall we say?
which might be a bit surprising considering Ferrari. Is it Ferrari's home track? No, I don't believe it
Oh,
is
there's a
quite.
car at the back. Is that 8 again? Is that Data Santon? He's back in the pits, whoever that is. Ah, so something's obviously happened there, potentially.
That is our championship leader for Tier 6. So Robert Dunn, whatever he does, will have the championship. Will probably have the championship lead after this race.
Yeah, there is an incident, but it just shows 8, so it doesn't report the other car. Sometimes that happens as well. So we will wait to see what the stewards see about that. Pit window is open. There's 20 minutes of that to be. So yeah. So
the top
here we
4 group seems to be driving away from the rest of the grid, which is surprising considering we had the top 3 drivers really close together in the qualifying. Nice job by Alexander Dalver being able to keep up with Goose.
Yeah, yellow flag for 21 on the map there. I can see that. There's Sten van Dungun. So into the pits he goes. And open road racing, car 21. And
the first penalty is coming in for Nick Walker's 5-second penalty for carrying too much speed and tap. Oh no, not for Nick Walkers. Nick Walkers got punted out there by car number 26. Who's that? That is Alice Mcgregor getting the 5-second penalty.
naughty. Okay. Alice Mcgregor in the McLaren livery. Right. Oh, look at that. That Porsche needs to learn how to use its brakes. Gee,
Is that David Wirch?
it was, yeah. David Wirch in Dynamic Motorsport. I don't know if that's supposed to be Dynamac or Dynamac, because Dynamac's normally with a DY. So Robert Dunn, team with no name. Oh, over the sausage curves. Look at that. Eats them up. Look at that. So it is. A bit of a gap now to Fisher 1.3, and then Gus versus is now second back from Dunn. So they are slowly gapping each other, and Dowell is 1.2 back from Gus versus, so keeping things honest. And as we know, as I can see a 10-second penalty coming in for a car, that oh, I don't know what I was going to say now. Actually, oh yes, I do. That a lot of time can be gained and lost in the pits, can't it, Julian?
Yes, definitely. You need to brake at the correct time, not too early, not too late, in order to get into the pit zone where you need to the 50 kilometers an hour, I believe, pit limiter. Then you need to hit your pit spots correctly, and it helps if you have manual ignition set because you can have it all automatic. But if you have set manually, then you can.
Manic, sorry, making a move on Maitland Price there on the inside of the Porsche in his Ferrari. Nice little move there. Manic is close behind as well. Manika. And coming in 8th in the Audi partner. Let's ride on board with Manika. Oh, both of them take those Scottish curves quite aggressively. See the slightly different lines that they take. That's what I find quite interesting is people that find these lines that they have, and looking at third position, Gus versus still second off Dunn, and Fisher is starting now to really open that gap up. It's now over 2 seconds. Do you want to look at any penalties that are potentially incoming there, Julian? As Eric Strom is on the inside of Zambrano and makes the move stick. Yeah, Zambrano did leave a door wide open.
Yeah, there's
Maybe.
a 10. Sorry. There's a 10-second penalty for Mark Turner, who spun Nick Walkers around. So that's where we saw Nick Walkers going off in lap 2.
Okay, Mark Turner is currently in the pits. So Lucas Fisher now just Vito Fernandez and good old Paddy Redmond are having a bit of a battle. There's a few cars ahead there. Come on, Paddy. Let's as a car there dives into the pits. That's McCluskey. And I can see I think there's more penalties incoming for a few drivers as we ride on board with Fernandez into the first corner behind the green liveried Aston Martin, better on the brakes there than Redmond. Then loses out a little bit because he has to grab off quite a bit of speed there as the Aston was a little bit slower into the second left-hander. Oh, that is close there, wasn't it? You couldn't get much, probably a little bit of paper in between them at that particular moment. Let's watch this battle. It's one of the closest on track at this time. But I mean, if they can stop fighting and get themselves onto the back of Zambrano and Strom mix, they could find themselves up into P9, P8, something like that. So sometimes you've got to work together to make some progress. If you're fighting too much, you start losing out a lot of time. As Fisher now with 14 minutes of the pit window remaining, that's gives us 19 minutes to race. It's like Gus versus is all over the back of Dunn though. Half a second now to the battle for P2 currently. If you've got more pace at the moment and you are Gus versus, do you decide to dive into the pits? If Dunn goes into the pits, do you follow or do you keep on going?
That is a difficult question that every driver has their own strategy for. It might be that Gus feels like Robert Dunn has the better pace right now, and Gus is just getting carried along with it. In that case, it's quite the good thing to keep following him. But if he's got the feeling that he's going fast and he's getting held up, he should definitely dive into the pits as soon as possible. Try to get a clean window, some clean air further back on the track. But that is up to each and every driver to decide.
Oh, of course, yes. No, indeed. Um, okay, we're looking at Zam.
There's a few incidents coming in. Well, a few
Oh,
penalties coming in.
do tell us more, Julian. I'm all ears.
Thomas Axe was a really naughty boy, receiving a 10-second penalty for spinning out another driver. And car number 99, who might that be? Matt F. Matt F is really not having the best of days. He's getting
Well,
a 10-second penalty and a 15-second penalty.
he's he quit.
And
Turner's
there's been some pit mishaps, it seems. Some speeding in the pit lane.
Oh no, Turner. Well, oh, so he's cleared that now. But he's still got a 10-second penalty for something else as well. So Alexis Calare's had some kind of incident, I am being told. Car 87. It looks like it had a coming together with car 2, which is, I will, bottomly. So, yes. So as Isberg is in the pits now, who's from P16. So, and Bottomley now into the pits as well. Fisher now with a gap of 3.5. Gus versus is still all over the back of Dunn by the looks of it as well. That battle. And Dow, they've gone past the back marker, haven't they? Yes, they have. And Dow is being let by the back marker. So hold on a second. Gus versus just got past Dunn. What happened? What happened there?
It
I think
must
he
have
let it
been a
pass.
problem on the exit, maybe some snap oversteer. Let's take a look at the replay.
So let's have a look and see what happened here. We ride on board with Gus versus.
Yeah, quite a bit of oversteer there. in the acceleration.
There you go. It made it look easy, didn't it? Oh, there we
In the
go.
meantime, there's another penalty coming in. 10 seconds for Ellis McGregor for spinning out Thomas Axt.
There'll be some grid penalties to pay, I think, coming next race.
Definitely.
The split manager will not be too pleased with this. Yeah. Nearguard has lost the place to Menink, so Nearguard drops down to 6 and Menink moves up to 5th position. We've just under 10 minutes of the pit window remaining now. So, yeah. Redmond, Sorensen are in the pits. Was Paddy down in 19th position? What's happened there?
Ace pitting.
Maybe because of the pitting. Okay. I hate this game with the live timing. It's not always clear. It would be nice if it told you what position people were in when they went into the pits. But can Gus versus close that 3.8 gap to Fisher? Because he's open, he's losing Dunn now. Now that he's got past, he's opened a bit of a gap there. Let's have a look at their last lap times just to get a peek of what might happen. The answer is no. We have a crash. Otney is being off the road, turned into a lawnmower briefly, I believe. So that's not going to bode well. Monique and Nearguard and Maitland Price and Strom all dive into the pits. So there we go. Gibson, 5 seconds penalty. Car 188. Hold on.
It doesn't say anything about. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Didn't leave enough room for car 64. So.
Mark Turner, that is.
Okay, so Fisher goes round again and again and again. He's done 10 laps so far. Is he lapped Paddy Redmond? I think he might. Oh, not sure that's allowed. Is that in the rule book? Is that, I didn't put that in the rule book. Oh yeah, it's allowed. So Gus will be trying to catch up with the man leading the way. We haven't seen quite the same battle that we saw back at Paul Ricard. Unfortunately, Dale close to Dunn now. Dunn seems to be pace seems to be falling off a little bit. He's doing the last lap he did was a mid 136, where the guys ahead of him and Dale behind him are doing low 136s. Dunn has now moved over and gone into the pit. So has Gus, and look, he's gained on the entry there against Gus. See what we mean? See what we mean, viewers? See? Monica and Christie also enter into the pits, and so does Sobrano. So, so has Fernandez as well in the McLaren. So, yeah, I mean, and Fish continues to go around. Rupert here. So, yeah. So he started 40th. This man here, Rupert Coles, was last. Currently made some nice positions up. He's got a bit of a damaged front end though, but by the looks of it. So will he try and get that repaired? So must have been involved in an incident and so forth. He hasn't been given a penalty himself, so I can only imagine that he wasn't the instigator of that. Dunn and Christie have cleared their mandatory pit stops. I think they're exiting the pits now because the ones have been removed. Yep, there we go. And same for Gus versus. Where is Gus versus? There he is. Right. So Gus versus there. And Dunn, there we go. He's also leaving. So I think Gus versus has gained some time there. Maybe there was some repairs going on that we weren't aware of for done. Okay, race leader is now in the pits. That means Dow has now taken over the lead of the race for the moment, and he's going well. Dow. He's oh well, 1:37.1 last time around. And potentially a back marker's gone in the way, but before that he was doing low 1:36s. So yeah, going reasonably well this evening. Qualified fourth. We'll be hoping to see if he can make some gains during the pit stops. With 5 minutes of the window gone, Gus has completed his, and he will be hoping to try and gain some time. Eckhart von Glan now from third or fourth position, as Fischer is now exiting the pit stop. It's quite a long exit here, short entry, long exit, and as we keep an eye on where car 243 is just coming around the final corner, so quite a bit of a gap. So I think Fischer is going to be clear. There we go.
He's going to be delighted with that position on the track. He's got quite some air in front, so he does not have to contend with any back markers for some time.
Yeah, good spot. But a man like him that's got the that amount of pace. Gus is in amongst some traffic at the moment, so hopefully looks like another cut. Oh, the Nissan is getting a little bit on the Larry side, trying to make a move, I think, on his competitor, using that as an advantage, but has braked early enough not to cause Gus any issues. Alexander Dahl is now in the pits from the race lead. Be interested to see how he fares. Actually, he could get into the top three, perhaps. We shall see, because Gus, etc., is round the mid part of the circuit, or coming towards the end now, actually. So that Nissan is trying to stick onto the back of Gus. Hopefully, doesn't do anything that he shouldn't, not to cause any issues. Oh, that was close. See, that's what worries me with back markers, when they get a little bit carried away. They're trying to keep up with the guys up front, and then they go and make a mistake, and then they go and ruin someone's race. We know, but nobody wants to see it. Please just behave. And if you're watching this back, you know what I mean. Right, okay, so Dow is leaving the pits. Where does Dow come out? Where does Dow come out? Where does Dow come
The
out? Where does Dow come
comparison
out?
would be to Robert Dunn, because he was behind Robert Dunn before the pits, and he's jumped him. He's jumped. Robert Dunn is now in
Second.
P3.
Second, three. Okay. Oh, it's close though.
Oh, there's a huge
Oh,
incident at P5.
whoa. Ooh, that car. What are you doing, Ferrari? Thomas Monique, what are you doing? What are you doing?
There was a huge incident in turn 5. Let's see what has happened.
Probably the old helicopter view is good for these. So, was it Monique? Was it? Yeah, it's confusing. Got to be another one. I don't know who the other one is. It wasn't Monique then. Okay. So, okay. All right. Not a problem. But whoever that was should probably get a penalty for poor rejoin. Yeah, maybe a physical beating wouldn't go amiss. Okay. So, Lucas Fischer, 14 laps completed, on to lap 15. Leading the way with nearly 5-second lead now. So Dow's done really well there in the pits. Really pleased for him there. That's good driving. Dunn is within a second of him though, so might still have something to say about it with 6 minutes on the clock remaining. Where is Redmond? 12. Come on, Paddy, what are you doing?
I think he made up a position though from before the pits, because he was 13th before them.
Maybe. He qualified 14th, so oh, it looks like there's some penalties incoming, Julian.
There is
Gotta
some
love it,
penalties
yeah.
incoming. Oh my god, there's many penalties incoming.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
There's two 10-second penalties for car 87. Who's that? Who has been such a bad boy? That is Alexis Cadore of French, I believe. Spinning two cars out on separate occasions there. And there's a 10-second penalty for car number 3, which is Ian Otley. Two 10-second penalties for car number 94. What is going on with people doing several? Is Eric Strom? 20-second penalties for Eric Strom. That is going to really hurt him, who's been running really well today
No.
in P5 currently, but that will soon be history.
Oh, Strom, what are you doing? He's, you know, the chat are saying that, that you know, he's been going really well, and yeah, you've cursed him, chat. That's your fault there. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause.
Well, on the positive, it is another position made up for Jody Zambrano as well as Paddy Redmond.
Yeah, go on, Paddy. Yeah, you just got to keep your nose clean. It looks like Paddy's under a bit of pressure at the moment as well from Fernandez. Fernandez must be sick of the back of that green Aston because he was there before the pits and now he's back there again. He's, yeah, I think he could be green with envy. I think that's possible. But the thing is, like, if these guys could just get a bit more speed about, look, there's positions to be made. I mean, you know, it's close up ahead.
Jody Zambrano is wide, and there's a position.
Yeah.
There might be a position for Paddy Redmond there.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! In the middle he goes. Look at that, threading the needle, threading the needle. Oh, absolutely brilliant. As it goes side by side, three by side, three by side's not a thing. But McLaren also gets through. That's unbelievable for these guys because Zambrano went wide into the exit. Oh, what? And Paddy's just taken that opportunity. Fantastic bit of driving from him and from Fernandez as well. So Paddy Redmond up into 11th and Fernandez up into 12th.
Well done, shuffling there in the tier 5.
So Manink currently in 7th position, chasing down Manika in the Audi. Manika having a solid performance this evening, qualified 7th, so gained 1 position. But Manika, you know, qualified 10th and finds herself in 7th. Again, a few back markers here having something to say about the battle. And so the Nissan Skyline that I was worried about earlier on might have something to say about it. So, oh, as Manika's got stuck, and then oh no, the Audi, the Mercedes has just turned in on the Ferrari there. Manika's mate, Manic even, Manique, because he took the opportunity because Manika had to really slow down, and I'm a little bit concerned about the driver of this Nissan GTR. Number 22 just seems to be having a bit too much fun. Yeah. So yeah, it is hard when you get to back markers in slower parts of the circuit.
It is not only hard, it is also very threatening, I would say, coming up to such a large group of back markers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As
Yeah.
Maninka spins out back there? Oh, someone
No.
span a bit.
Still in 7th position though.
Alright.
So okay, so Robert Dunn in 4th position, being chased down by Maitland Price. It's a close battle here. There's a yellow flag. Car 714 is off in this section here. There we go in the background. So as we look back to Maitland Price, and through that section there, the Mercedes has gained quite a bit of time. Monique is now all over the back, I think, of Maitland Price. So this is interesting. So Monique is really coming in. He's now into 6th position.
And he's within 5 seconds of Robert Dunn. That is important because Robert Dunn is about to receive a 5-second penalty.
Oh no! He's right on the curbs beneath there, trying to make his way around the outside, but that's not going to work. So he tucks behind the Porsche as we come to the right hand. It's all about important about the brakes here. I see he takes a slightly wider line on the entry and then uses it to then come in tighter on the exit, but gets a bit of a wobble on, so loses a bit of traction because he is tighter. You're asking the tyres to do a little bit more work at that point. That's why you take a wider line generally. And he's slotted right behind the Porsche, and now he's trying to go on the inside again. The Porsche is giving him the room nicely, but he's overcooked it. Yeah, he's overcooked it, but he's still on the outside, and the Porsche is now on the inside, coming to the left hand of the circuit. He's just managed to stay ahead. Manika is also joining this battle now. He's right on the tail of Monique. You guys have been saving this, haven't you? Hey, one more lap to go. Can Monika make the opportunity into the first corner? Oh, that's brave. Watch for the sausages. That's it. And then tries to take the. He's going to try to think about doing the switchback, and then lose again because you're asking the tyres to do a lot more there. The car just struggles to get that traction. These guys have obviously found some pace towards the end. I tell you what, Monique's hit that inside curve very hard there. But Monika's going to struggle to try and make a move around the outside. Now goes back into the turn. That Nissan is there again. That worries me slightly. As Monika looks for the inside now, the left-hander, and the Ferrari is trying to stay on the outside and makes it work. Slots in behind. Please, Nissan, do not get involved in this. I can see car 93 has got a yellow flag. As well. He's been off the track, but now moving again. And this is allowing Maitland Price to scram away a little bit. And you've got Christie, who's just behind the Nissan GTR there. And there's another yellow flag again. Car 93 again, now into the pits as we're coming into the final section. Has Fisher crossed the start-finish line? Yes, he has now. Will be Gus versus. We can go back to this battle. Let's just see what happens with Monique and Monika into that's it. Monique has he's kind of died off a little bit there. That's a shame, but they're good little battle for the last couple of laps. Great racing between Maitland Price, Monique, and Monika. They should be proud of that battle. So podium for pros: Fisher, Gus versus, and Maitland Price. Well done, Maitland Price, on your maiden race. And then Dal, Dunn, and Monique round out the top three of the AM car. I think Dal's pleased with that.
Dal must be pleased with that. He's currently P14 in the championship, not a single win under his belt. So this his first tier win, bringing him quite up the standings. Lovely showing by him.
Okay, so let's read the so Fisher top step for the pros. Gus versus on the second step, followed by Maitland Price, rounding out your top three. And then for the AM class, it's Dow on the top step, Dunn taking up P2, and Monique third. And driver of the day, because it's his first race with us, is Maitland Price. I know, let's just say myself and Julian don't get an opportunity to choose that. That was Lars having his say, and I think it's a good decision. So there we go. That race was a bit until the end, wasn't it?
Well, it had a calm middle sector. Let's just say that, and it was quite unclean throughout the whole race, except for the beginning, miraculously.
Yeah, it was a great start, and then it all just seemed to go a little bit ping tong. I think some words will be had with some drivers after that race, and let's hope they can keep it a little bit cleaner for the second race. So we got to wait for the clocks to tick, and have we got an interval? Oh, okay. Last time we did, I don't. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So, yeah, I need a pee break. Is that all right? I need a, I need a break. We'll be right back, guys. We'll see you shortly. Just put it on ACC. Everybody, right? Thank you. I had to take a little break there to relieve myself. So, yeah. Let's hope race two can be just as entertaining towards the end. Prediction for race two, I think, should be will Maitland Price finish on the podium for race
we
two
all
after?
we already have the prediction of will
Oh,
we. Oh.
okay. Right. So, chaos in the first sector of lap one. Okay. All right. That's bold. Okay. So far, yes, 100%. showing showing the faith there, guys. Yeah, yeah, showing the no more than three shake. Yeah. Here we go. Right. Okay, there we go. So people are going no, 14%. Yes, 86%. Okie dokie. Yeah. I think the pace of Fish is just on another level. He'll be moving up into the silver split next season, and we'll be giving some of the guys up there a run for their money, I'm sure. Um, I think all preparations are underway already for season 6, which is good to see. I do dip into the to Discord now and then, and some days you don't hear or see of me for like a few days, and then I just randomly appear and start posting gifs. So I know the gifs go down well with some of you. Thank you very much for the comments around the commentary. We do try. It's not always easy. The professionals do make it easy, look it easy sometimes, but even they get things wrong. As the legend who is Murray Walker, who unfortunately left this mortal coil quite recently, was renowned for getting things slightly wrong. And Murray Walker providing many years of entertainment. He only started doing commentary at the age of 60, which is quite remarkable when you think of it. He had a career in marketing before he did commentary, and then retired like 20 years ago. Um, so yeah, phenomenal career, phenomenal man. Had the opportunity once to go over to him and say hello, and never did, and always regretted it. Which was at the Goodwood Revival a few years ago in the UK. He was sat there on some steps all alone, And I looked over, like, that's Murray Walker. And I thought to myself, should I go over and say hello? And I went, no. And I bottled it. And I regretted it ever since, because I'm sure he would have been more than happy to have a chat about Formula One. So, which starts this weekend, and I'm genuinely excited about the season, because I kept an eye on free practice today, and I think things are going to be a little bit closer than last season before the next big change in regulations. Okay, race 2 is nearly underway now. Formation lap. Lando Norris will get top 3 in the championship because I put a bet on him to do so. So that's going to happen. So good luck, Lando. Santom didn't have a great first race, but he's back for the second, hoping to make amends in the mellow Tequila Sunrise Racing liveried car. And Mr. Kalberg, car 22. So has some learning to do when you're a back marker, but you know, I think Gareth Ronda would be proud of the Nissan being that high up. So in the pro, and some
And
Brano.
Mr. Stamboni. It was mentioned in chat, I'm sorry. Isn't it Zamboni like the company that makes the for the ice rink the machines? The ice polishing machine manufacturer. Lovely.
I'd like to point out from race 1, there are 6 instances which are going to be investigated after the race. Car 54 is still in the pits. David Wirtz didn't have a great first race either, I don't think. So second race hasn't started so great either. Has it?
Well, he just wants to jump the pre tier one, turn 1 carnage.
Is Techno Bug David Wirtz? Oh, not feeling well. Okay. There we go. Says he's not feeling well. What are you eating there, Julian?
A bit of my sweets that I imported from the UK. Fries Turkish delight. Lovely. Not sponsored, by the way.
You import sweets from the UK?
Yeah, I just did so because I wanted to try what you guys have to offer over there.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think we need a chat. Okay. Right. Okay. So the guys are lining up again. There was no penalties for race 1 for anybody out of position, which was good to see. Hopefully that remains the case for race 2. And as they line up for race number 2, bit of a gap there developed. Amazing how the game allows that to happen. Go, 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 go. And away they go, heading down into T1. Will it be as clean as the first race? No, it will
Oh,
not. Let's have a go.
that is
That Monica that's gone
anti-Manika.
round? Yes, Monika's gone round, unfortunately. Oh no, there's carnage. That's Sorensen in the Lexus facing the wrong way there, and there's a car reversing backwards. See, the mellow yellow Porsche's gained in that case there. Bit dubious, you know, avoiding everything. But carnage as predicted. So if you predicted that, you win some coinage. Well done, you. As we look at Robert Dunn, who was involved in a coming together at the start there, now finds himself in third position, fallen down a little bit as
And you,
Dunn. Dunn.
and you know,
So hold on a second. So Fisher, Dunn. Where the hell is? Who's missing?
Alexander Dell. I believe he was hit in the back by
Ah,
anti-Manika.
okay. So we got Fisher, Dunn. Where's Gus versus? That's what I was on. That's who's missing. Come on, guys. You got me. Whoa, what's happened there?
Let's check the incident sheets.
Whoa, unfortunately, I think there was something that must have happened before that.
Goose versus had coming together with Robert Dunn.
He did, yeah, but he looked like he made it. He got away with that, I thought. But now he's all the yeah. Okay. Oh, look at that! Yeah, I know it is a replay, but who was that had coming together there? Oh, blimey!
That was some
Whoever that
ping-pong
was
action.
at the McLaren, they escaped back to the.
Whoop!
Oh, oh, that's you. Oops.
Oh,
Well,
that's a clip if I've ever seen one.
yeah, that is a clip. That's unbelievable. Okay, right. So let's wait for the games. Replays are a little bit painful because it has to roll out, and so Fisher now. Monique's moved up into third position in the Ferrari. So great stuff. Chat are cracking me up. Go home, you're drunk. Sitting on
Go
the bed.
home, car. You're drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Dal is fortunately all the way back in 10th, but some pace and has 26 minutes to do something about it. So hopefully hasn't got too much damage from what occurred at the start. So Thomas Monique started 10th. It's been a huge gain at the start there because he's now in third position. And then you've got Eric Strom, who started P11, finds himself into 6th. So Alexander Dow is obviously a big loser because he started 4th and finds himself in 10th. But also Gus versus, who started 3rd, finds himself in 24th. And he's fighting against the Nissan Skyline. Ooh, that would worry me. Okay, so we're looking at Santon, who's currently P19, started 36th position. So that's a great start for him. I saw that he made a bit of an off-track excursion to get round the carnage. I'm sure that won't be frowned upon by the stewards, which is great. So he's gained 18 positions in the first few laps. So much better start to his last race because he got involved in an incident and then went and injected himself to the pits. It looks like there might be some penalties incoming, Julian.
Yes, there's a 10-second penalty incoming for Antti for the start incident, for the T1 incident.
Yes, I tell you what I found quite interesting is after all those instances, when I looked at the sheet, there was nothing in there. Well, now the sheet's full. So I reckon the game's had some kind of moment and held on to the reports and now it's just dumped them all in. So the stewards are playing catch up.
Yes, they are currently at 25 incidents, and they currently have looked at 6.
There we go. So as we look at Thomas Manink in the Sky Tempester Racing Ferrari. Yes. Ferrari. Where is... Okay, Paddy's in 12th. Zambrano's 11th. So where is... Oh, where is he?
He is in P34, currently in the pits.
I was looking for Fernandez. So Fernandez is down in
Fernandez in
29.
29, yeah.
It must have caught up there because he started 20th and he was last time. He was had a really good race against Paddy Redmond. So Manika's in the pits, but I don't know if he's continuing or whether he's been sat there for a while. Let me have a look.
Antti is now leaving the pits, as is Goose versus, so they will continue the race.
I think that's good. If you've had a bad moment like that, get in early. Let the other guys leave. Create a bit of a. Hopefully, you can come out in the gap, which looks like it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, and as we're looking at Fito Fernandez, oh, that is Very, very brave that on the inside there. Ooh, green. Oh, Eckhart von Glan has gone a little bit wide there. It's a nice little battle going on between Kalberg, Risto, Fernandez, von Glan, and Christie. Didn't see much of von Glan in the last race, or Christie, actually, to that matter.
No, because Von Glan started from the very back, I believe, with a grid penalty.
So von Glan, then car number 51, sorry, 29th position, after 38. So he has gained 9 positions. So Thomas Manink still in 3rd position, being followed by Neergaard, trying to chase down Robert Dunn, who in turn is trying to keep up with Fischer.
Ooh, and there's a 5-second penalty coming in for Alexander Dahl for making a bad rejoin.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. But he has moved up into 9th since we last looked at him. So Christie up here. So Dahl will serve that penalty. Redmond, hello mate, coming in 11th. Very nice, having a better second race. Trying to close down Zambrano. You can do it. Come on, Paddy. Don't fall asleep. So, yeah, these guys love racing with each other every week. Wilden is 2.7 seconds behind this duet. Twosome.
Duo.
Down then. I don't know, it's like duo. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Why? What's wrong with me? Down 5-second penalties now on the board. Van Dungen currently in 15th position. Didn't have a great first race in the Porker, in the open road racing Porsche, followed by Mark Chardonnans, also in a Porsche. It looks like there's a penalty for... Oh, there's a 10-second penalty for Manika that's on the board. Have we spoken about that?
Yeah, we spoke about that. That was
Okay.
the D1 incident.
So, 1994, who's that? Now, we've always spoken about now. Okay. So you've got a 15-second penalty coming for 175. And that would be Gus versus.
Ooh!
15-second penalty about to be handed to him. It's not. And also, car 22. That's the annoying Nissan. Yeah, 10-second penalty. Yeah, I mean, someone in chat saying, you know, bad rejoin, you've all done it once, and sometimes you do. I was having this conversation with Paul Jeffrey from Race Park the other day, but he was arguing with me. I think sometimes you just sometimes forget yourself and do something stupid. I just see chat. I can't say that. But I sometimes do. I forget myself. You know, like I just forget about not rejoining. I want to just get back on track to fight that battle again. That's all that's going through my head. But he disagreed. He disagreed with me. But I'm like, well, I think we've all done it. We've all done that. So. Okay, Neergaard all over the back now. Monique. This is the battle for 3rd. Strom is 2.5 seconds back, and he's got Maitland Price for company by the looks of it. So Maitland Price again having a decent second race as well, which is good to see. We've got 2 AM drivers in the top 3. Oh, Neergaard. Lawnmowing. Oh, and then not comfortable with that bit, decides to do a little bit more. Trying to cut the grass. How kind of him. How kind of him. Then that's allowing Strom now to get a little sniff. So, yeah, and at this point, Strom will have dirty tyres as well. So the game does as we know, simulate that. He's all over the back of his fellow Ferrari driver.
Just to mention real quick, the top 5 are made up of 4 Ferraris and Robert Dunn right in the middle with his Merc.
True, and there's a Porsche, and then there's another Ferrari in 7th. He's a strong car around here.
It is. It is. And it's also an Italian track, so sort of home soil for the Ferraris. Sadly, we have no Lamborghinis today, I think.
Yeah, so it's Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari, 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 Porsche, Ferrari, Aston, Porsche, Mercedes. Then you got 3 Aston Martins in a row.
And
Funny
also,
how that seems to happen, isn't it?
and the leader of those 3 Aston Martins right now is Paddy Redmond.
Yes, he is, and he's trying to catch up with Zambrano. The pit window's got 12 minutes remaining. Race 17 minutes to go. The track temperature is 14 degrees cooler than race number 1 as well. That'll play its part. Hopefully the guys have got their tyre pressures where they need them to be. Eric Strom is in the pits. Let's see how good a pit stop he has. So Monique. Got a bit of breathing space. Neargard is nearly 4 seconds up the road behind. Not able to close down Robert Dunn. But this is good for the 2 AM drivers, isn't it? Good performance.
It is a very good performance by both Robert Dunn and Thomas Manning, keeping themselves right up there. Robert Dunn currently doing really well to keep up with Lucas Fischer as well, not letting him completely drive away, as was the case in race 1 a bit more than it is now, and also in the other races.
It looks like more penalties are coming some drivers' way. Peter Ward about to get a 10-second penalty for rear-ending car 188. That's Craig Gibson. That's quite a penalty, 10 seconds. And let's not forget, as I said during race 1, if a driver's not happy, they can protest that. As Richard Christie into the pits he goes. Where is the pit line? Is it about there with the board? There it is. All important that you can go up to that pit and not slow down too early and lose time in the pits. It's so easily done in any pit stop in ACC. And if you're new to ACCSS, this is the game, the Assetto Corsa Competizione, as we're halfway through the race now. We're just under 10 minutes of the pit window to go. And the middle of the race now is kind of just sort of thinning out a little bit. There's not a lot going on. There's a few cars close to each other, but there's not really many battles at the moment. So hoping it will come good like it did at the end of race 1, Julian.
Yes, it might very well. Currently, the most interesting thing is that Robert Dunn has last time around lapped 0.8 of a second quicker than Lucas Fischer. But there's a fight in P11. Oscar Isberg against Michael Wilson. Van der Dungen, the Porsche right behind them, a 3-way battle for P10. The last of those all-important steps. Overall, P10, a very nice standing for the race end. 2 of them Astons and 1 Porsche.
So, Isberg coming under a bit of pressure there, isn't he?
That was quite close, yeah, Van der Dungen there through the hairpin. 2 of them are pitting there right now. Wielden and Van der Dungen are pitting. Isberg staying
Maitland
out.
Price is also in the pits too at the moment. Van Dungen's in the pits. Wilden's in the pits. McCloskey's
McCloskey.
in the pits, yeah. Zambrano is still not, and neither is Paddy Redmond. That's all everybody cares about, Paddy Redmond. And
I hate to break it to you, Paul, but
yes.
you are most excited about Paddy Redmond from out of everyone.
No. What makes you think that? No, what are you on about? I don't have any favouritism. Not such a thing. I was going to point out that Fernandez is behind him, but I think he's lapped Fernandez. So I had to look. I think that's Fernandez, isn't it? Car
It
19.
looks like it.
Yeah. So last race they were battling with each other. So he'll be used to seeing the. Yeah, it is. Look at that. So this second race too, Paddy's gone and lapped him. So yeah, Paddy hasn't been. There were Fisher. Yeah, Fisher, and here's Manink following, and here's Nearguard as well. Yeah, Paddy hasn't. So Dunn now takes lead of the race. Dole is still staying out, so he'll move up into
Zambrano
second
entering the
position.
pits.
Sobrano's going into the pits as well, I'm being told.
And Paddy Redmond as
Redmond,
well.
here we go, Redmond as well. Okay, so. And Ed Terrell. We haven't seen Ed tonight. Hello, Ed. How you doing, mate? You okay? Very good. Doesn't come here often at all. How is... Oh, how is Alice doing? Where is she right now? How is she doing? So she's currently, she started P25.
Well, she is already pit. There's some people who still haven't
She
pit.
has, yeah, true. She might move up when people are in the pits now. There's a few cars, so let's see how she moves up. She's got Jamie Thomas for company, and Koi Visto just coming around the last corner as well. So Thomas Axe Spins Racing is currently in
More like spins out racing today, as seen on race 1, unfortunately.
Robert Dunn is in from the lead of the race, so Mcgregor's moved up into 33rd position after the not having a great race at the moment. Von Glan finds himself in 6th, but he hasn't cleared his pit stop. So Dowell's also in the pit stops as well, so he'll be clearing the 5-second penalty. So that'll be added on to his pit stop. And Isberg now goes in as well, followed by Santon, who currently finds himself in 4th. He's having a much better second race. Be interested to see how he comes out when he's completed the pit stop. As Fisher finds himself in 5th position, but once he gets past the pit stop, oh, there's a couple of guys. One of those is the Lexus of Sorensen.
And Fisher's Robert Dunn is moving currently, but it's I think too late, not being able to jump Fisher.
Yeah, I think Fisher, I think, will get past Dunn, even though Dunn is leaving the pits. It is quite a long pit exit here at Misano. Let's see if that gap is any closer.
I think Lucas Fisher made a bit of advantage actually during the pit stop.
Potentially, as Isberg is in the pits, so he's falling down. Backwards, Von Glan is also now in the pits to clear his mandatory, so he's the one that's still stationary. And Isberg and Santon are moving.
But that's a beautiful picture. Both of the Tequila Sunrise right next to each other.
It'll be interesting to see how they fare, actually. Santon's still coming out behind Isberg. So where do they slot into? P14 and P13. Not bad, that. Because when you think about it, Santon started 36th position. And Von Glan finds himself in, hold on, he's falling down a little bit. Eckhart started 38, finds himself in 18th. That's good gains as well.
And I can't help to get a bit excited about Paddy Redmond, who finds himself in P9.
Yeah, yeah, he is. That's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah. Good lad. Good lad. Okay, so we've got a battle here between Nearguard and Strom as he gets past the back marker Nearguard. Trying to get to the back of Strom. He's less than a second currently. So it's currently Fisher leading out your pros, followed by Maitland Price, followed by Eric Strom. Dunn is leading Yams, followed by Monique, who we're currently looking at, followed by McCloskey, who's down in 7th position. So Dow is not on the podium at the moment. He's 2 seconds back from McCloskey. So I keep an eye on that time split there. I think Dow would probably got the pace over McCloskey. I could be wrong.
It's a very good job by Dell, though, to be in P8 now, because he did have to serve a 5-second penalty,
yeah.
I believe, in the pits. And there's a drive-through for Van den Dongen.
Oh, that's got to be track cuts, isn't it?
That might be track cuts. Track cuts very dangerous around here, especially on the exits of corners, when you run a bit too wide.
Zambrano currently in 12th. Started 9th, fallen back a few positions. And he'll gain a position when Van Dongen completes his drive-through. Got Monica with a 10-second penalty. Is that new? It is, isn't it? And Gus versus we knew about the 15. The Monica 10 seconds. We knew about that as well. I thought maybe he got. Oh yeah, he pitted early, didn't he?
He pitted after
early.
5 minutes. Or,
yeah. Okay, that's why it stood there. We've got some more penalties incoming. Actually, we got 5 seconds for 189. Who is 189?
Jonas Koivisto, our resident Finn.
Okay, and then 10 seconds for car 59.
Oh, I just saw Rich Maitland Price going wide, and Thomas Manning is side by side with him now.
Yeah, there was a car off the track there as well towards the last sector as Maitland Price is looking on the inside of Monique, but thinks better off it. Oh, it's got a little bit of a wiggle on both of them there, really. Both trying to find some traction with 5.5 minutes of the race to go. This is hotting up again, isn't it, towards the final part of the race, as we saw in race 1. Porsche versus Ferrari. Still quite a few Ferraris there in the top 7. So it tells you something you need to know about this track.
That is a lovely comment Lars just made in the chat. Fish have fins, rallies have fins. Oh god.
Wow. The standard just doesn't get any better. Okay. I can see that car 19, which is Fernandez, is about to get a 10-second penalty for causing a spin on car 22. As this near guard trying to close down on Strom. There we go. I told you to keep an eye on that, but he's already on the back of McCloskey because he just got some amazing pace around here this evening. Just to give you an idea, down the last lap did a 1:35.2, McCloskey a 1:36.4. It's all right having the pace. You still got to get past as the back marker kindly makes way for them and lets them through. Good to see. Good back markering, shall we say.
This is
Redmond's
where Dallas going
fallen
to have
back to 10th position.
this is where Dallas going to have a little bit of problem because he's in the Porsche, who's infamously not that good and top speed.
He's just got to look for that opportunity, isn't he, really, to take advantage when McCloskey, you know, makes a mistake, potentially. But they've got a back marker ahead by the looks of it, because the next car ahead is 6 seconds. That's definitely not that car. There's a battle up there as well. They're moving around quite violently, those cars. So that looks like the Lexus of Sorensen, I think. So hopefully they are mindful that they've got 2 faster drivers catching them up.
Oh, and Thomas Manick is having problem with the back marker. They had a bit of a coming together right now, which lets Rich Maitland-Price be side by side with them again.
On that. Again, Maitland-Price taking the inside line. Manick taking the long way round.
Fish have fins, Fisher has wins.
Wow. Wow.
It's getting better and better as time goes on.
See that Dow is still all over the back of McCloskey, trying to gain that last podium spot in the AM class. Oh, he's got it. He's passed. So he's on the top. He's on the 3rd step of the podium for the. McCloskey is now finds himself in 9th position. Let's have a look and see if there's anything in the tracker for car 16. There is between 16 and 994.
Ooh.
Oh, well, we'll have to see what the stewards make of that. So keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. What have you made of the race this evening, chat? Do let us know as we're looking at the battle between 3rd and 4th. Rich Maitland-Price and Thomas Manick. Oh, as Maitland-Price runs a little wide there. Trying to make some sandcastles. Proud of that one. Any more instances to report on, Julian?
Well, we're pretty much up to date with them. There's a 10-second penalty coming up for car 93. That is a good question who that is. Nick Wargers, not having the best of days today.
Oh, 10 seconds coming for car 64. Who's that? Mark Turner. Final lap of the race. Wow, that's come around quicker than I expected, to be honest. Oh, trying to get past Bruce Hopkins. There we go. Doesn't really have to push at this time. 6-second gap back to Dunn, and then it's 7 seconds back to Manick. But that's really good for 2 AM drivers, 2nd and 3rd in the race too. There's a car off the screen that was off the track. It's car 16, yellow flag. Richard McCloskey. So after that contact with Dow, he seems to have continued to have problems. Oh no! And he's ejected back to the pits. Redmond now up into 9th because of that. So down in 7th. Like I say, we'll get, but there is an investigation taking place, and it's just been noted that it will be investigated after the race. There's a 5-second penalty that's been applied for car 64. Turner, yeah, and 15-second penalty for car 59 for.
And Lucas Fisher is in an accident with back markers.
Yeah. The skyline. Kelberg, yeah.
Still,
So,
that didn't deter from the fact that Lucas Fischer is our race winner in race 2.
solid. And Dunn coming across the line in second position. Well done, Mr. Dunn. Followed by Monique, who's still under pressure for Maitland Price, but takes it. And Maitland Price will take second in his class. So great battling there. And Strom crossed the line in 6th, which will be 4th in his class this evening.
I'm sorry
What
for
can I
laughing.
say? These races with Fischer have me hooked.
Yes, that's why I laughed.
No, unbelievable. Not on the last lap. Well, Sobrano's the chasing car, so immediately I think he's to blame. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, lucky he didn't get taken out there even more. Oh.
however, it did cost Paddy Redmond 6 positions and Jordi Sombrano 8 positions in the end. That is definitely going to be a post-race penalty.
Yeah.
10 seconds, right there.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. What can you? When pensioners take revenge. Unfortunately, when you're off on the grass in this game, it's very easy to do a 360, isn't it? So, yeah. So that's the result for race 2. So Data Santon gets driver of the day because basically he absolutely killed it with the amount of positions that he gained this evening. He finished 9th, and I believe he started practically last. So he started 36th out of 38 cars. So I think he deserves that. So well done. Much better race 2. Race 1, not so great. So rounding out your podiums for Pro, Fischer, Maitland Price and Nearguard. And then for the AM class, it's done. Monique, Dow. I think it was Dow, wasn't it? Yeah, but for the moment, until the investigation is closed, it will be Dow. So he gets 3rd place position. But let's keep your eyes peeled on the championship because that may change by the time we get to the next race. There are a few incidences that be investigated after the race. The stewards will be up pretty late.
And also, I think we have a new record of incidents for today, for a weekend in ACCSS. That is 110. Thanks for pointing that out in the chat.
Yeah, I think it's clear to say that Mr. Benson, who is the he's not going to be too pleased with the amount of collisions and incidences, poor rejoins, etc., etc. So expects some tough love from Mr. Benson in the next couple of days to his to his silver drivers, bronze drivers even. Love it. That's been a couple of good fun tonight round Misano. Julian, did you enjoy that?
Apart from the incidents, yes, it had actually some action-packed racing in there, especially in race 1. It's had some great moments, which are bound to make some highlight reels if someone makes a highlight reel.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you as always for joining me this evening. Thank you to those who have watched the stream tonight. Thank you to Lars for doing the broadcasting and shouting things in my ear. It's always a pleasure. Sorry for and also apologies for the poor jokes that he makes in chat. There's only so much I can control him. Well, thank you very much. See you next week for round 5. That will be at Monza. I'm sure my
Imola.
Imola. Damn it! I nearly got it wrong as soon as I said it. I knew it was Italy. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big Imola fan, so I'm sure they'll have some great racing round there next Friday. So join us, same time, same place. Goodbye.
Start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. Oh, oh, oh. as emotions swirl. I wanna be the man that saves the world.